Hello. So my browser decided to have it be time to switch because it stopped looping for whatever reason. I watched something cool. If you guys remember, lagging. I'm gonna update my computer. So basically, yesterday I spun a wheel and basically it was to decide what horror movie I wanted to watch for October, the 1st of October, today. Happy Halloween, guys. I watched it. I got Late Night with the Devil. I will be talking about spoilers. Vaguely spoilers. Because a lot of it, it's like impossible to talk about how good it is without talking about spoilers. The only gripe I have with it, the only issue I have with it, is that that they use AI for they use like a total of 2 AI images for like slides or whatever. For like the in between. What is happening? Hello, sorry. I don't know what's happening there. Sorry guys. I don't know what's happening. I think I'm lagging a little bit. Reposition, sorry. I'm gonna the only issues I had with it was the use of AI images. It only used 2 though, so and I'm pretty sure everything else was human work. It's just that's the only issue. And I don't know if they've explained why they decided to use AI images instead of like create like Photoshop assets or whatever. But that's about it. Everything else was phenomenal. The SFX, the film effects, the acting, the dynamics between the characters, the writing, all of it is so good. I also wished we'd see the jazz performer. I wanted to see her really bad. I um I love unique perspectives on horror movies. Like when they try to do something creative and different. I really like it. Like, another one of my favorite horror movies that isn't like a typical horror movie is Skinamarink, which takes more on like which plays on more of the like analog horror of it. Like, analog horror. Like, Skinamarink is so like experimental that some people just do not like it, which is completely fair. Because it could be slow, it could be boring for some people. Which is also okay. Like, it could be slow, it could be boring. Which is fine. It's just a personal thing for me, I guess. And it just needs to be done right. Like, analog horror, I guess you would call Late Night with the Devil analog horror. But heavy but, it's more like lost media. And that switch up at the end when shit starts to go crazy. Oh my god. What is sad ass music? Anyway. Jesus. Late Night with the Devil is just phenomenal. Like, everyone did really good. My favorite character was Carmichael Haig and Christo. Okay, spoiler. My favorite, like, the ending really reminded me the ending to Sally Face of the first game, where Sal just kind of goes apeshit. It really reminds me of that. Actually, the whole thing reminds me of like Sally Face, but instead of the span of a teenager's years, it's within an hour block time in the 70s for a late night show. I also got French cheesecake. It's really good. Late Night with the Devil. If I were to give it a scoring out of 10, I'd give it like a 9. Actually, I'd give it an 8 because of the AI shit. Like, those assets. As an artist, those assets are really easy to make. Like, probably not, I shouldn't say easy, because I probably couldn't do it in the style that they wanted, but they could have definitely found someone who would have been able to do it. Again, I think the only reason why I could possibly come up with as to why they used AI instead of a real human being was for budget, because I'm pretty sure this is an indie film that was shown at like a film fest or something, and it was picked up by Shudder. would be like the only reason I could see. Be the reason why they cut some corners when in terms of the art that's only shown for like a frame or two. Because the budget for like everything else, the SFX, the like the digital sorry. The digital and practical effects. Oh, what the fuck? Anyway, sorry. Fixing my light. The digital and the practical effects, like, they were phenomenal. The acting was also amazing. The acting was amazing. The practical and digital effects were so high quality. Like, spoiler. The worm scene. That is a love letter to body horror such as The Fly or like The Thing. That is such a love letter. It was so good. And then like the ending where everyone's like, spoiler, fucking dead. That's also good. Like, and then the digital effects with like involving Lily and the digital effects involving like Lily, one of the characters. The camera work, the filter on it to give it that 70s late night show, talk show look. The press scene in the beginning. Oh my god. It's phenomenal. This music is so fucking hype. Jesus. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I think the best like comparison I can give it is if it's like Lost Media meets Sally Face. Cause it's a bunch of people trying to prove the existence of something with like one skeptic. I don't know who would be the skeptic in Sally Face. I can't really remember. But it's so good. I also think the way little tidbits about the story were dropped, especially about Jack Doley. Yeah, Jack Dorley, I think his name is. I can't remember. Like, his suspicious nature. Oh shit. Like, that guy's suspicious nature. The ending is so good. I personally, it's also, I love how it's like sort of up to interpretation. Sort of. kind of, not really. If everything was like real or not. I personally think it wasn't. Because of certain scenes, again, spoiler. The worms, the cameras caught the worms. And if I remember correctly, the cameras caught the worms and the sound, and like, I love the bait and switches that are that happened in it, because we have one character who's like, I love how we have like at least one skeptic character to be like, yo, this is all fake. Like, none of this is real bullshit, you know? And it keeps you on your toes. And the one scene where he's like, with my goat, Carmichael, I like him because he's just that diva. Carmichael is there to provide, like, is what we're seeing real? And The Late Night with the Devil is just some guy who went sicko mode on his guests? Or, and he was actually the devil, dun dun dun? Or was there actually the devil? And the scene and the whole thing is presented like as if it's the presented as if it's like the actual footage, while there's like you can't really tell where the switch is, in my opinion. I mean, there's an obvious switch, but you don't know when. Wait, pause. Hold on. Let me read. Like, you know there's a switch, but you don't know when, like, the film actually cuts and what's diegetic, I think that's the word, and non-diegetic. If that makes sense. Like, what's happening within the world and what only the viewer can see. I like that. Because for most of the film, we're diegetic. We're a part of the story. We are the ones who chose to view this unseen footage of this canceled late night talk show. And we're seeing unseen behind the footage, or behind the scenes, and sorry guys, I was messing with a water bottle. We're seeing like unseen footage, both behind the scenes and on screen, on the thingy. And you genuinely cannot tell what we're supposed to be seeing and what we're seeing. Like, hold on, let me rephrase that. What the viewer's seeing, and then what we're seeing as the viewer of the movie, and not viewers of the viewers of the tape from the 1970s. And I like the messaging behind it. Like the sensationalism of, okay, let me connect something crazy, okay? Because in the 70s and the 80s, mainly like the 70s and the 80s, really, and 90s, depending. There was a lot of sensationalism of dark subjects. Like, there was the Satanic Panic, a bunch of serial killers. Like, for example, Richard, that stinky little man who shall not be named. Actually, I will name him. The Nightcrawler, Richard Ramirez, I think his name is. I don't give a shit what he's called. He was sensationalized to hell and back. And he was used to fuel the Satanic Panic that was going on during that time. And Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, all these people, all these serial killers were sensationalized to keep people on air or whatever. Despite the fact that there are real victims behind those that were tragically taken. And Late Night, I feel like Late Night with the Devil kind of like comments on that sensationalism, because of the, like, I'm gonna get into spoilers now, like heavy spoilers, and not just me screaming spoilers, because the rest of this will be spoilers. The, like, with the cult and Abrak, or whatever the demon's name is, that demon being sensationalized, and Jack Dorley, or whatever his name is, was like, let's bring the girl, the one survivor, back on air. Let's bring the one survivor back on air, and let's ask her about it. And possibly, let's summon a demon that could possibly possess her and or harm her. Who gives a fuck, because it's in TV and we need our ratings up. That's the whole plot, basically. And that says something with, like, 70s and 80s sensationalism of, like, tragic happenings. Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, it was, like, the Satanic Panic, the glamorization of serial killers, the early 2000s with school shooters. Crazy. Like, I like that it comments on that, and it shows, like, a very dramatized effect of what could happen. Like, obviously nobody's gonna fucking die on air or whatever, in the way that the people in the movie did. But it shows it can harm people by sensationalization. I think that's a word. I don't know. I just personally think it's really interesting, and, like, I loved the acting choices the actress for Lily did. Having her just stare into the cameras, and I don't think she blinked very much. I don't know if, or, like, blinked before the camera, like, right after the camera cut. Because I don't think she blinked very often. She stared uncannily into the cameras. And I love how she was introduced. She wasn't shown until she was on screen. And the way she was, like, kept, because you're thinking, like, oh, she's probably gonna be a little fucked up, because she's, possibly possessed at this point in time. She's possibly possessed, or is possessed, and so she's probably gonna be a little a little wild. And um then she just comes out and she's like, yeah, she's a little unsettling because that's the point. Because she's been traumatized and she's only like 13, 14 in the movie. It's been 3 years since the incident because she was found when she was 10. She's severely scarred after basically coming out alive from a cult that was burnt down, that sacrifices people, and she possibly has a demon in her, so she's gonna be a little fucked up. Ugh, sorry. She's gonna be a little bit fucked up. Um, like the acting choices the actress for Lily made was phenomenal. Like, I love the unsettling little girl vibe she went with, and how her first entrance was like, you'd expect her to be shy, be like, hello, my name is Lily. But no, she's like, she comes out, does her little, she comes out, her arms kind of like not knowing what to do with them, gripping onto the edge of her skirt, doing a little curtsy, like, hi, I'm Lily. Um, and like, she's a little girl. She has not had the ability to grow up because of the demon that was within her. Mr. Wriggle, or whatever his name is. I think his name is Mr. Wriggle. And I love the naming choice for Mr. Wriggle. Because you would expect Mr. Wriggle to be not much of a threat. And that there's going to be a bigger threat that Mr. Wriggle calls upon because of the name. Mr. Wriggle seems very unassuming. And how Mr. Wriggle, and there's a lot of worms. I said this before, but there's a lot of worms. Mr. Wriggle's a worm. Lily describing Mr. Wriggle as something that wriggles within, in and out of her. I think my personal theory is that Mr. Wriggle started like fucking around with the show fully after being woken up was when Mr. Carmichael, Mr. Haig, was like, actually no. June just hypnotized all of us. So I'm gonna do it to prove it. And then he calls vermophobia, the fear of worms, and basically hypnotizes the audience into seeing worms coming out of Gus McConnell's body, and a worm bursting out of his face, like Mr. Wriggle, who wiggles himself, who wriggles within Lily's brain. You know, you get it. You clocking what I'm putting. You clocking it. Picking up what I'm putting down. I think Mr. Wriggle fucked around with the cameras because he could do that. He fucked around with the cameras and the vibrations and whatever, and made Mr. Carmichael think the hypnotism worked. This music is so distracting. Mr. Carmichael into thinking the hypnotism worked. And then there was a lot of symbolism towards the end with the camera work, and like, when it got to this part where it zooms in on the camera after Jack Dorley went back on stage and everything was seemingly fine, and he's like, how did I get here? And he sees the camera and it zooms in, and then it changes to non-diegetic camera work. Oh, great heavens. I loved it. Oh my god. It was so good. I love movies, guys. It was like, and then the camera work being diegetic, non-diegetic. I don't know how to analyze this really, but when it's going through the motions and Jack Doherty is like, wake up, stop watching, turn off the TV. Like when shit's going crazy after I think the Australian lady held out the worm or whatever. I think where he comes up, he's like, cut the cameras, like not cut the cameras, but like stop watching, turn off the TV. That was so good. Where there's like this, the filter is gone. It seems like the aspect ratio changed. I don't know what it's called, but like the way the camera was filmed, it changed. Or like the way the movie was rendered, it changed like completely. It went from like 70s talk show to fit like a old like 70s 80s TV, those box TVs, to something that would fit a modern TV or a modern computer. That was so good. He's like, stop watching the movie. It does not turn out the way you want it to. This is all, turn it off, you know, because you don't want to fuck around and find out, you know. That movie was phenomenal. Cause it went, okay, I thought it was gonna be like regular paranormal shit, and then it goes into tech, mindfuck. Oh, gorgeous. I wouldn't be surprised if people start taking notes now, cause this movie came out like last year, 2024. And it was just so good. People are gonna start doing what people are gonna start taking notes on Late Night with the Devil, because that's what happened with like found footage, Cannibal Holocaust. Cause Cannibal Holocaust is like the OG found footage of like it looks so real and so believable. And Cannibal Holocaust, I want to watch it, but I don't want to see animal snuff. I really don't. I don't want to watch animals die, because in that movie there are actual animal deaths. And with Cannibal Holocaust, it's also very racist. But I want to watch it because of the like influence it had on the horror genre as a whole. Because even the director was like he made all the actors sign like a contract or something to go into hiding after the movie came out, and had to bring up the actual actors in court to prove that they're not fucking dead, and he wasn't selling snuff films of people dying. Like, personally, I think okay, the main thing is I just want to know where found footage, like why people were drawn to that found footage specifically, because it produced like that. Cannibal Holocaust started a genre of horror that produced bangers like Creep, Blair Witch Project, both Creep movies actually, Blair Witch Project, Skin of a Rink, I guess. My personal favorite would like my personal banger, not like a general public consensus banger, was Skinamarink. Creep, Skinamarink, Blair Witch Project. What else? I can't think of anything else, but like a Paranormal Activity, Mungo Lake, those bangers. Like I haven't seen Mungo Lake, but it's probably good from the analysis I've seen on it. I just love, like, I want to know what is so special about, I don't know what I was going to start last sentence, but either way, I want to know why people were so drawn to Cannibal Holocaust. Again, it was a different time, not denying that, and I'm guessing it just looked real enough that people were like, that's how you get under people's skin. But, because, look, we're in an era of, like, for horror at least, we're just in depressing shit. Like, we're in, like, depressing horror. And, like, because Skinamarink, even though I love it, I would say that it is a little boring. Like, we're in an era of psychological horror that like explore like trauma, very bad situations that should be explored because we need more light shed on those like situations. It's just that we need more fun horror now, because fun horror, Jennifer's Body, Late Night with the Devil is really fun. It's a really fun movie. I think I haven't watched Sinners, but Sinners looks really good. I want to watch Sinners too. Not grouping them in with fun horror because I don't know anything about Sinners other than it does deal with like themes that are uniquely, I think, Black and Native experiences. So I don't know, but I am very interested. There's another horror movie that looks fun, Mr. Crockett. That looks fun. I know Weapons. Oh shit. Hello, mouse. Okay, there you go. Mr. Crockett looks fun. And I've been wanting to watch that for a while. I just think we need more fun horror movies. Like, Late Night, like, going back to my original topic, Late Night with the Devil was a really fun watch, where it's like, all the characters are lovable in their own sense. Like, I love Gus. My favorite characters are Gus and Carmichael. Carmichael, even though he's a little bit of an asshole, he's also fun, and he wants best for the viewers. He doesn't want people to be tricked. He doesn't want people to fall to he doesn't want gullible people to fall to scams. Gus just wants to keep the show running in a safe, happy manner. Jack, he just wants, Jack is the only character that isn't really that likable, but I think that's done on purpose. Jack and Leo, I think his name is. Or the guy that runs the damn show. I can't remember his name. I don't care for him. Jack and the guy that's, smoking in every scene he comes up of. up in that is like Loki balding and he like has the glasses. Him and Jack are the only non-likable characters, I think. But I think that's done on purpose. Like June, she's mother, love her to death. She just wants what's best for Lily. She even tried to back out when he was like, okay, we're going a little bit too far now. I said I'd be on here, but I don't know anymore because Lily's a little bit unstable. And then Chris, though, he didn't come on on the show to not quote unquote spoiler. He didn't come on the show to fucking die. He was there to put on a show and help with ratings and help Jack Doherty. No, that's a kick streamer. He went on there for Jack Dorley. Dolery. I can't remember his name. He went on there to help Jack put on like a good show. He was there to promote his own show. He was there for his job as a commercial sidekick or whatever the fuck. He didn't go on there to die. He was there to make money and get out and go and promote his show. Which is not inherently bad. Because I genuinely, like, he did fumble, but he might actually be a psychic and he's just playing it up. Because of that one scene where he says Minnie or whatever. And he's just playing up his actual abilities, his actual divination abilities to, like, get some bugs. And he ended up getting popular from it. And now he's promoting his show, which is completely fine. And then Lily was so cute. She's just a little girl. Like, I'm pretty sure she was age regressed because of June saying, like, oh, we've been working on age regression therapy and some other kind of therapy to help keep Mr. Wriggles at bay. And then, and of course, technically the only other unlikable character is the antagonist, Mr. Wriggle. But Jack did that to himself. I'm gonna be so thrilled Jack did that to himself. Because Jack, with that cult shit in the beginning, the club with the wealthy, I can't remember the name. I don't care for remembering the name. He's the one that was like, yo, I gotta save my show, and he sacrificed his soul or something. And then, like, he accidentally made, like, okay, timeline of events, he probably butterfly affected the shit out of this movie. And kind of caused all of this by, like, because, I don't know, his wife dying was around the same, I think, was around the same time as the fire in that cult. So I think, I don't know. But there's red herrings everywhere, and I loved it. I just really like that movie a lot. I would recommend it. It's not that scary, in my opinion. It's more thriller than horror. But it is so good. The story is interesting. I'm glad I'm not like usually with movies or whatever with like a surviving cast, I would want to see more. I would want to see like more of the characters in like a series or something. I want to see what would happen after. Oh shit. Ugh. Sorry, chat. I was peeling the wrapper off of a water bottle. Um, usually with movies, I would want to see like what would happen afterwards. Like what happens after the main story. And with this movie, I feel like I didn't have to feel like that. Like it was wrapped up nicely, while left the perfect amount of ambiguity that in case there was a second movie, it would make sense. Of like, if there was a second movie, here's how I think it should go: is like it does not become lost footage. The movie Late Night with the Devil becomes something within the universe, and it's like these early 20s, maybe late teenagers, being internet sleuths or whatever, going on Reddit and some shit, and doing research. Because there's a lot of lost media people. There's like a bunch of people in the lost media community. There's definitely some people who would do this. Like there's a whole community. There was like a whole subreddit for finding this one song, like the most popular song, and nobody knew the name of it. And they did end up finding it. And so I think personally it would start with the kids finding this movie, finally finding it, watching it, and like some shit happens and they release something. I'm thinking like the like you take ringu, the ring or ringu, whichever one. Like take the concept of ringu or ring or the ring. I'm gonna just keep saying ringu. Like take the concept of ringu, where you watch something and then some shit happens. Or for example, um, or like the monkey, I think, where basically they open Pandora's box by viewing they open Pandora's box by viewing the tape Late Night with the Devil. And either this is found footage, this is a found footage movie, or it's shot like a regular movie. Or they get creative with it again. Um like a mockumentary type thing. I say it's either a mockumentary, regular movie, or found footage. Those are the only mediums I will accept a second movie in. I also wouldn't be very happy if they didn't make a second movie, because I don't feel like they need to. Actually, I think mockumentary would be the best, so they could actually get interviews of Jack Dolery. I think. I don't know. They could get interviews with Jack, saying like, "Hey, can we talk about this night?" And basically, the 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 shit repeats. It's a never-ending cycle of people wanting to sensationalize a traumatic incident, but instead of it being the 70s, 80s, comment commentary on the 70s and 80s, because of the sensationalization of serial killers and cults at that time, it would be the sensationalizing of like, I don't know, like what the internet does best, taking a situation and blowing it big. Like it's set in early 2000s, maybe. That's probably the best time, because that's when a lot of documentaries and mockumentaries would come out. Um, about tragic incidents. It, I don't know. This is me spitballing and just talking out of my ass, like I know how to make movies when I don't. But I would like a second movie, but I would also like if they didn't make a second movie. That would be a-okay because this movie was so nicely wrapped. And I love the implications of the sirens and whatnot. And so you could probably infer Jack, how Jack, the main character's fate, ended up in a fucking jail for possibly murdering people live on television and putting everyone in danger. And that was his greatest sacrifice, I guess. I don't know. This movie, it explains just enough. It explains what we need to know. Like, for example, June's background, Carmichael's background. Um, it explains basically everything in the beginning about Jack. Explains everything that needs to be explained by Jack about Jack and his possible ties to an alleged, like, rumored cult, which comes back neatly towards the end. Like, it's so good. And it doesn't, like, need to explain why Carmichael retired. It doesn't need to explain why June adopted this little girl. Other than she was fucking weird. And the people who were taking care of her before, after the incident, didn't understand. Or couldn't handle her, I mean. Um, Generally, it's so good. I'm also going to keep this at an hour, maybe more. I'm going to keep the stream short again because I don't know when my parents are home. They're at the doctor for my mom, for an appointment for my mother. So, yay. I spoke a lot. I spoke for damn near an hour about one movie. This movie is an hour and 32 minutes. This movie is short. A lot of the beginning, the first minute of the movie is like credits to people who were on the movie, and you couldn't tell who was a part of the movie and who wasn't. Like, obviously Shudder wasn't. Like, of course Shudder was credited or whatever in the beginning. But I did not know when the movie started. That's also another gripe because there was so many fucking credits at the beginning. But I think that's like required or whatever for movie stuff and copyright stuff, just to say who made the movie. Like the Lionsgate intro, that, but like 10 times. Like they added all of their, like, everyone who worked on the movie just added their little watermark on it. Oh my god. My music stopped, by the way. I didn't even realize. I was just talking. Oopsies. Let me fix it. Yes. What the fuck? Why does YouTube do that? I can't have shit in the background anymore? Anyway, sorry about that. It was just that... like, the watermarks in the beginning were so goddamn long, I could not figure out when the movie started. Because I knew it was gonna be like TV show-esque, or like late night show, found footage, that kind of thing. It was a little bit confusing at the beginning. but it was so good. I highly recommend the movie. Hour 32 minutes, short watch considering for a movie. And then again, it was shown at a film fest, I guess. Um, again, 8 out of 10. It does use AI images, so be wary of that. It's just like, I think about three, like, 3 title cards in total are AI. I don't know if the set design is AI. I highly doubt it. Or not like set design, like the graphic design on the set and the logo. I doubt they're like, I doubt that's AI, but I wouldn't be surprised if the AI was because they ran out of budget because everything else went into the actors and like the editing and the. Sorry, I was cracking my knuckles. Went into like the AI, not the AI. What was I talking about? Everything, all the budget went into the set, the acting, the set, the actors, the music, the the people in the audience. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like friends, family of the actors, and the staff working on the stuff. Um, that's all I can really think of, really. Um, okay, so what we're gonna do? I forgot. I got to spin the wheel for the next. For the next uh horror movie that I'm gonna watch tomorrow, if I don't forget. Um, Halloween, see? I'll do that later. Transition. Huzzah! Okay, so on this wheel, we have weapons: The Taking of Deborah Logan, Mungo Lake, The Shining, Scream, first Scream, Hereditary, The Substance, The Vivitch, Late Night with the Devil. Already. Hold on. I'll fix it later. Oh, did I not add? Oh, fuck. Hold on. For whatever reason, it did not save. This is okay. Sorry? Well, okay. Fixed. Methinks. Bookmark this so it can be saved. Why is anyone? Okay, ready? We're gonna spin. Oh shit. I just added this too. Let me unbookmark this actually. Okay, done. Okay. So killing of a sacred deer is next on our list for our horror movies. Oh shit. I think that would be all. I really don't know what else to say. I've been streaming for an hour and 6 minutes, which I'm proud of myself for doing. Because all I talked about was a damn movie that I really like. So thank you for coming. You all are lovely. Bye-bye. Right, transition, go. Thank you. Bye-bye.